I was not aware of what Shannon Sharp said, and G, I'm pretty sure you are. But Shannon Sharp stated that if McCaffrey was white, if he was African American, then he'd be a top 10 pick. Is that true? I'm not gonna say that because we've seen those scat backs in the NFL, and it speaks to what y'all were saying. You could be as fast as you want in college, but guess what? That defensive lineman, just like y'all were saying, running 4.7. So he's gonna be closer on you. I got linebackers running 4.4s, and now our cornerbacks in them, they can tackle better than ever. That's the thing about the NFL. In the NFL, you will be exposed. That's a pretty big field. Oh, if you can't tackle, you cut. I'm about to go get somebody that can tackle. That can tackle that 4.2, 4.3 speed. That's just like the guy, John Ross. Yeah, you run a 4.2, but how good is your hands? We've seen that with Darius Hayward-Bay. Lightning speed. You can't catch for nothing. But I stay on McCaffrey. I don't think race has anything to do with McCaffrey probably not going in the top 10. It's just the way the NFL is. It's like we've seen. It's a million scat back. Shane Vereen. It's a million of them. And not to say that Vereen can even do half of what our he can do what McCaffrey can do because he can't. He probably can't. I mean, he can, but we see McCaffrey returning punch. He returned kicks. But my favorite college player, Reggie Bush, he made a fool out of me. I thought Reggie Bush was about to be the next best thing ever. But it's like, you're not, that doesn't happen in the NFL far too often. It's like, because everybody's just as fast as you, and the angles that they take are superb.
Yeah.
Yep. So on that point, I agree with you because the way I kind of look at it, like Reggie Bush was an exception to the rule, and he did disappoint a lot of people. But essentially, the way I look at it, you have the Danny Woodheads of the world. If you go back in time a little bit, you have a Dave Meggett, players like that. Those players are not, they're third down backs. That's what they are. These guys aren't guys you're going to give, 30 carries a game to. And I think with the way the NFL has changed, yes, McCaffrey is versatile. He can catch the ball out of the backfield. He can play receiver. He can run kicks back. He can do a lot of that stuff, similar to like a Tyreek Hill. You saw what Kansas City did with him this year. I wouldn't say he's a top 10 pick just because he has the measurables. Like he has a fast 40 time. His vertical jump was up there, with some of the best guys, in the league. His shuttle run was great. He was a little bit light on the bench press. At the end of the day, it's not. You have to look at potential, and what McCaffrey has potential to be is a very good third down back. I don't think he has the size to be a guy that's gonna be able to tote the load for you like a Zeke or Todd Gurley or something like that. So I think it's just the nature of the game, and I think because he's the one who even kind of made a comment saying he feels like he's a little bit disrespected among running backs. He kind of stayed away from the race thing, but you could read between the lines and tell that's what he was saying. I just think at the end of the day, he's a third down back, a very good third down back, and you can put him in a lot of different positions.
I got a question. Why did Shannon go to race?
Because essentially he was looking at his measurables on the combine, and he had, I think his 40 time was maybe a smidge faster than Zeke's. There was another running back I forgot. His vertical jump was a smidge below his, and his shuttle run was higher than Odell Beckham's. So he said, if you take this, his measurables line up with some of the best players in the league, OBJ, Zeke Elliott, and I forgot who the other player was. So he's saying if this guy's measurables are up there with those guys who are top first round, top 10 picks, how come he's not getting the run? He also broke Barry Sanders' record in college for total yardage. And then after that, he put up another 1,600 yards and 20-something touchdowns. Mm-hmm. So he's saying, if you look at all that, he said he's done more than Fournette.
Okay.
Why is Fournette a top 5, a top 10 pick, but McCaffrey isn't? That's where Shannon that's why he kind of went there with that.
I say safer pick. That's safer pick. Go ahead, G. Go ahead.
Now, since explain that, and I thank you for that, because I didn't see it, but going off the 40, going off the bench, going off the shuttle, the vertical, it's cool. It's cool. The reason we're not going off that because we seen people fail with that type of thing, with the type of vertical. That don't mean you're going to be a great player in this league. We saying that because we saw Zeke perform. We saw Odell Beckham just tearing the lead up. So we're going to automatically put him there to say, oh, your vertical was a little more than this guy. Your shuttle was a little faster than this guy. No, you got to earn that spot to say, well, they passed up on him. I mean, even Randy Moss, yeah, he had problems, but he was still passed on. I know McCaffrey broke all the records. I think he's a great college player. But me personally, after you out of college, you're basic to me. Fournette basic. Ezekiel was basic. You got to show me in this league now. Because I done seen too many buses a la Reggie Bush.
Well, but hold on. He really wasn't a bust. Wait, hold on. Right quick. He really wasn't a bust.
Hold on.
He just didn't
I'm talking about compared to what he did to college. Compared to what this guy did in college.
He put the back juke on the game for Reggie Bush.
How many yards did he have last year with Buffalo?
I don't even know if he get cut or something. I know because I know Gillislee was taking over and LaShawn and the other guy from Florida State wasn't getting in trouble. I don't even know Reggie.
He got a ring with the Saints. Cool, but he wasn't what we thought he was.
He need to go to New England.
But McCaffrey got to prove himself. And if we want to use, if Shannon want to go with the race, we probably be hyped, all that. But Leonard Fournette, I mean, his runs, what he 232? No, he 240.
Yeah.
Woo. I mean, yeah. I mean, well, McCaffrey's not 240. Ezekiel Elliott was 225. McCaffrey's not 225.
Mm-hmm.
Like you said, he's a third down back or a player. But I don't even think he's bigger than Edelman, is he?
Nah, I think he's like they list him at I think about 205, I think, but I don't think he's even that big.
Okay, we're gonna find out.
201. 201. 6 feet 201.
Oh, come on. I mean, in college, great player. Caught my attention because I ain't gonna lie, I started watching him middle of the season. Mm-hmm. I heard he was in a Heisman race. I said, let me start watching this guy. But the race thing, if he was black, he would have been, I don't know.
I'm not going to go with that. Yeah. And now that you said Julian Edelman, they kind of put things in perspective because he's 5'10", 198. And he goes down pretty easy at times. Even though he's tough, if Julian Edelman's tough, it's like throw a little slant, boom, he's tackled like McCaffrey. You got to be very Julian. That's what I'm saying.
Julian tough.
He is tough. But what I'm saying is, just imagine a 6 feet, 200-pound running back running through them holes. It's like, if you don't get on the ground, like it seems like it'll be easier to tackle them. And I'm pretty sure he is 200-some-pound running back. Actually, what running back is 200-pound that's really? I mean, Darren Sproles, besides somebody like that, I'm pretty sure he probably ain't even 200. He got a lot of power now.
I bet Darren can bench 225 more than 10 times.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
I agree.
I mean, because that's power. Now,
he 190 too, 5'6", 190, Darren Sproles.
I mean, you got to look at that like, well, I mean, he's a finesse running back to me for McCaffrey is. He's finesse. Like I said, he's a third down back. He's not going to be a guy that tote 20 carries. I think he's a screen guy. He might get a couple of carries here and there, but he's a bubble screen guy to me. He'll get that block and get that screen and have some offensive linemen in front of him. You want to get him in space and let him go to work in space.
That's the same thing you wanted to do with every other fast running back / receiver who's came to the NFL. You want to do the same thing, get them in space, but it's like the speed of the game is so fast that they're just as fast as you. So space don't even cut it no more. It's more about way more than just getting him out of space and your speed, for real. But Leonard Fournette, I would take him 1,000 times over Christian McCaffrey every time. Every time. I think it's more of a safer pick. And just from the offense, he ran a pro-style offense. Not saying that just because he ran a pro-style that it's going to translate, but I think he's definitely well prepared for this game. NFL, definitely.
I think one point that kind of links the two conversations we were just having, the one about McCaffrey and then the one where we were talking about, sort of the free agency stuff and why the quarterbacks aren't as good. This is the one thing that is, I should say, people don't take into account a lot. The fact is, in college, Nick Saban gets the shot for all the groceries in his house. And in the NFL, you're drafting, so you have to guess on guys. You can't go just pick who you want and say, yeah, I want to get these 12 players. Well, no, some of they might be picked, but you're playing against the best at every position. These guys are NFL caliber players. So you're getting, instead of getting, Clemson, every player on a college team isn't 5 stars.
Agreed.
They have maybe the top teams may get 3 or 4 5 stars a year. The rest of it is filled with 4 and 3 and 2, some 2 stars. So the thing is, with the NFL, you're dealing with all form of, for the most part, 5-star, 4-star caliber players. So there's not going to be like a game like I forgot what was one game I watched, man, and it was just why they playing these guys. I think it was like Florida versus Coastal Carolina. Like why? Those guys shouldn't have been on the field with Florida. You're not going to have many of those games in the NFL where you're going to be facing teams that have players who just they can't run with you. They can't tackle you. So a Christian McCaffrey, who in some games is going to just run roughshod over teams like that in the NFL, you're not going to have that many of those days. Like you're going to catch the ball and you may make one guy miss, but there's going to be 3 other guys right there with you. So that 30-yard gain in college may only be a 5-yard game in the pros.